What is the best way to deal with the imposter syndrome? I find myself struggling with this often, and this has heavily sabotaged my creative opportunities and undermined my confidence. Maria, do you want to kick us off?
I love this question. I love this question because I have such severe imposter syndrome. And I can also hand on heart say that most of the creatives that I admire do also have the same imposter syndrome. And so I almost wonder if it's actually a good thing in some regard. It might feel like a bad thing, but in some regard, it's the thing that drives us as creatives to want to keep creating and want to keep, I guess, evolving and doing the best we can. The thing we have to balance with that imposter syndrome is just being kind with ourselves. So there's sort of, I guess there's a little bit of a dark side to that, but it is an incredibly common thing. Incredibly common with creatives, and so I personally find it nice to know that I'm not alone, that other people have it, and that other people who are way more talented than me have it. I recently got promoted to ECD, and that was probably the most severe case of imposter syndrome I've ever experienced. But you know what? It didn't last too long, and with a few close friends around me sort of saying, can you just step into it and believe in yourself and get on with it? I did so, and all is well. But it's really common, and it has a beautiful side to it as well. So I guess hold it gently, and be kind to yourself. Don't let it get the better of you if you can. Katie might have some more sound advice in terms of how you can deal with it. But
look, this is a whole session in and of itself. In fact, it's probably a couple of sessions, and it's a voice that you've probably heard it referred to as your inner critic, right? It's that aspect of you that, sorry, my power's going, that whose job it is to doubt, who is to call into question, who criticizes, who keeps you locked, who keeps you small, who keeps you diminished. And if I were to work in a therapeutic session, I would really hold a lot of curiosity around it. What are the origins of it? Whose voice is it that actually is speaking? What is it in you that is still supporting it? What is it in a cultural setting that is echoing it back? And, people talk about holism and integration, and essentially that's what it is. It's basically looking at the fact that we are all of it. We are confident and we are not confident. We are skilled and we are uncertain. And so the way to really begin, and there's a lot of different processes that you can use, but maybe the very simplest one, again, writing. If you're a creative person, give it a personality. This is what I would suggest. Give it a personality, give it a name, take a pen, hear from it. Really write everything it wants to say. When it's finished, is there any more? Well, that's why I'm horrible. Get the tone, get the flavor, get the full energy of it. Get up, go sit at a different desk in a different part of your house, come into a different part, and come into the part of you that's really confident, that's really secure, that really likes yourself. And right from there, give them a voice, give them an expression fully until they're exhausted. And then when you've got those two that are both so true and yet both so different and in conflict, you can sit from a third position and begin to, what would this one say to this one to help hold it in better balance? So I would say imposter syndrome essentially is the voice of your critic, which is something that every single one of us has. The way to start to take away some of its power is get to know it and understand it so that you can hold it with a bit more empathy, and that will begin to take the charge out of it.